Good morning. This is Wednesday of the 6th week in Ordinary Time. And as we are quickly progressing through this month of February, and of course the first Wednesday of March next month is Ash Wednesday and we begin Lent. But I don't want to pass over and not speak about some of the beautiful feasts we have already celebrated, but there's one coming up this coming Saturday, February 22nd. It's the annual feast. The Church gives it the name the Chair of St. Peter. Now, this is a particular feast, and it has a very long almost ancient tradition, because the feast, obviously we're not celebrating for a physical chair, so to speak, in that sense, but it represents, because first of all, St. Peter, the designated apostle to be the first pope, the vicar of Christ on earth, and all of those successors to St. Peter down to Pope Francis are also referred to as the Vicar of Christ, and certainly the Supreme Pontiff, to whom we owe our complete fidelity and allegiance as Roman Catholics. The feast itself is much more an annual memorial of what is the office of the Pope, what is the papacy in relation to the larger world around the Church, but also what is its relation to the body of Christ itself, the Church. And so we always have to keep in mind that the Church, its divine head, is Jesus Christ. And he appointed specifically, and the Gospels give us very good evidence of this, that he designated St. Peter as the one to lead the other apostles, to sustain them in their faith, but also to be the head of the Christian community. And those who follow Peter have that same office. That's the primary office of the Pope, to sustain the faith of the entire Church and all who believe. And so this Feast of the Chair of St. Peter is a representation, if you will, of that papal commission from Christ himself and the very office of the Pope, which is an office dedicated and devoted to fidelity. Fidelity to Christ, fidelity to the Church which Jesus established, and instructing and teaching us by word and example to have, I should say, that same fidelity to Christ and his Church. And so it's an annual feast every February 22nd, and it's a significant feast for all Catholics, because sometimes we think of the Pope as someone out there, but the Pope is very much involved in your life and my life as Catholics, living and praying and performing our good works of charity, our penances within the body of the Church. The Pope does the same, and as the Pope, he gives the example for the rest of us to follow, but also the Pope is the one who, by divine mandate, guarantees the fidelity of the church to Christ in everything it teaches and in all of its practices. And so it's a beautiful day for us, first to thank the Lord for founding the church and founding the church on the faith and the life of St. Peter and the other apostles. But it's also a good time for us to take stock, if you will, of our own faith and our own following faithfully the teachings of the church. And so it's this Saturday, and if you're able, please do go to Mass and celebrate this beautiful feast with the rest of the church, not just your parish or our diocese, but with the universal church. It's a feast for the whole church. And so as we continue to make our way toward Ash Wednesday, may you continue to grow and in your faith and strengthen your faith by personal prayer and by works of charity and works of penance.